Hello everybody and welcome to the channel. In today's video I'm going to be breaking down some Fortnite gameplay. This is my own gameplay in duos and kind of break down some different tactics and strategies that I use within the game to lead to more wins. I have a reasonable amount of wins, enough where I feel confident enough that I can actually give you tips and tricks. So right here when the bus is loading out, we kind of decide that we're going to drop towards the bottom of the map. Depends on where the route goes, but you typically want to choose the location maybe medium traffic. So if you choose right at the edge, it might be low traffic, or right now with different challenges it's going to be high traffic depending on the location. You don't really want to land at tilted towers because you do want to get reps in, but that's not necessarily the best place to get reps in. So what you do is you want to land at somewhere maybe unnamed if you're really learning the game, and kind of get practice so you can loot up and then go ahead and move towards the zone. And then based off the zone you kind of manipulate how you're going to move around the map. So obviously there's a lot of different strategies. There's high kill gameplay strategies, and then there's high win percentage strategy, and then there's a combination of the both. For this specific video I'm focusing on high win probability. What you want to do is land in a location where maybe it's not high traffic, where you come down, you get a gun, and then maybe you kill one person. Or maybe two. Obviously it's in duos, so maybe you can get two teams coming down, but ideally you want to get good at landing, getting loot, and then moving on. So right here I'm landing at this little factory that has a lot of wood. And then what I do is I kind of stock up on the different wood so I can make sure that I'm looted for building walls and different things like that. So right here I kind of get more familiar with the places as you land them more frequently. And at this one I've landed here probably a good 20-30 times. So now I'm kind of familiar with where everything's at. And again, I'm looting wood. No one landed with us, so I'm playing a little bit, reckless with not having a gun, but I know no one's near us. So we go ahead and kind of build, get our different loot, and then you loot up and you kind of move on to the next spot. What I'm going to do is skip ahead beyond the looting phase. So you loot up, and then I'll kind of show you kind of how I make the decision on where I'm going to go next. So looking at the actual zones, you can see right here I'm going directly straight northeast towards Fatal, and then kind of peeking to the right the whole time, seeing if anyone is coming from Lucky Landing. So pretty much you're going to move directly straight across, all the way across, get in the zone, and then from there you can kind of make decisions based off the new zone. So now we're already at the edge of the zone, so we're at Fatal Fields down here at the bottom, and then pretty much we're going ahead and check out the new zone. Based off the new zone, then you can make decisions about where you're going to go next. A lot of times, you have three different options. You can either follow the line directly, but then if you're at the edge of the circle, you're going to want to go ahead and choose between going left towards the open end of the circle or towards the closed end of the circle. And you're going to see what I'm talking about right now. I'm going to go ahead and show you the map so you can kind of actually see how that breaks down. So right here I can either go towards the prison, or I can go north towards, Dusty Depot, retail. But based off the decision, the smart decision for me personally is to go east, go right, follow that arrow, go through the prison, and then the zone will close slowly on that side. So I'm less likely to get flanked from three different places. If I go north, there's about three different areas where I can be shot and I'm going to be out in the open. So it's not very a smart move unless you're just highly skilled builder. A lot of times on PC you can do a little differently things because you could just build instantly. On console it's a little bit slower, so you got to be a little bit more careful. We did have full 100 health, so it's not a big deal, but that's kind of how you want to strategize your movement. So it's at this point where I start getting to actual action. This match was a lot slower than sometimes the matches can be. Sometimes you can get 4 kills, sometimes 8, sometimes 10, sometimes 6, sometimes 5. It's just at random depending on how many people actually choose the same locations as you, how the zones lay out, and then also how your ammo and all your gun situation works out. So if you are enjoying the tips so far, I'm going to get to more tips, but if you are enjoying the video, go ahead and click the like button. Go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already for more content, because there will be more Fortnite content in the future if you guys do enjoy the video. But make sure you have those notifications on so you don't miss out on that or any of my other Call of Duty videos. So let's go ahead and get into the next section where I kind of break down some of this gameplay on how I get into this engagement and different tricks on how to win these gunfights. So I went ahead and fast forward all the way to that location so that you didn't have to see all that running, because basically it was just running. And now you can see we're in a top 21 teams, I guess, remaining. So top, 12? So there's 21 people left, and kind of just peeking this right side, left side, looking behind us, because people tend to try to flank up on you. So we come up over here, and then we hear a little bit of gunfire in this general direction. So what we're doing is kind of peeking, waiting, positioning, kind of just waiting to see what's going on. Because if there's gunfire, that means there's usually action. What we do is kind of move forward. This guy pops out. I'll go ahead in here, and he's low health. Teammate got the guy, and then we go ahead and build real quick. But a lot of times you got to get comfortable with building, get ready to switch, and then build. So you got to have a shotgun at you at all times because the shotgun can be so powerful. See, he just downed my teammate. I pumped him. I go ahead and game in, try to at least, and then his teammate rushes up, and then I just play the wall, and I don't take any damage right there. Finish him off. So a lot of times you just got to get comfortable with the shotgun because it's one of the most powerful weapons in the game, especially at that close range. It's so lethal. They have the possibility to one-shot game end people because they can do 180 to 236 damage depending on if you're using a pump or just attack or even the new heavy shotgun. So what you're going to want to do is you can take advantage of the ADS spam. What happens is when you aim down sight, you get a little bit of sticky aim. And if you watch any of my Call of Duty videos, you're going to know exactly what that is. So what happens is when you get sticky aim, the game's aim assist is very strong right when you're aiming down sight. So you're almost like quick scoping. What you do is you press the aim down sight, it's going to kind of lock onto the target, and then you spam the trigger to fire the weapon. When you fire the weapon, you're going to go ahead and get that lock on, fire, and then you're going to be able to get those headshots a little bit easier. Do that more damage, and then you can down someone even if they have 200 health. So it's kind of insane, a little overpowered, especially with that pump. When you use the attack, it's a little bit weaker. Most people aren't 100, so you might have to hit them twice. And if you get that aim assist, it's money. It's game over. That guy's going to go down 9 times out of 10. So again, I skipped a little bit because we're looting, and then all of a sudden we hear some gunfire. So what we do is we go ahead and take to action, go ahead and run to this building over here, and then just kind of play the map. So you can see there's only 9 people left, 9 opponents. So that means guaranteed there aren't full teams all the way across the board. So what we got to do is just play it smart, go ahead and kind of position ourselves over here. We're both running towards the action because we know that we want to make sure this side's clear. Before we go into the zone, we don't want anyone behind us. So you can see again, moving this right side, the actual more open side, because right here, since some of the map's closed off, you got to play a little bit smarter. My teammate's ramping up. He sees somebody kind of giving me direction. He says they're inside the building, so what I got to do is just play a little bit smarter. And then he sees another guy, and the Voyager. Don't ever use the Voyager unless you're just really good at the game because you're going to give away your position. You can actually hear the guy sneaking around in the building. And what I do is kind of just position myself, peek over, and destroyed. So eliminated. He was kind of camping. He was fighting the other guy that my teammate's trying to engage with. And then obviously I run into a little bit of glitch here. You can see my little weapons just sitting there, so I'm not able to actually do anything. So sometimes that messes you up. With console, there's a little bit of glitching going on. Every time they do an update, there's a little bit more glitching. So I ramp up here, get a little different angle. Now I can actually see where the guy's at. You can see him lit up in between his little ramps. So I go ahead and shoot him. And what's funny is I actually get lucky right here, but I'm actually going to lead you into the next little tip, which is to do double ramping. Normally when you actually ramp up on someone, unless you know that you're not going to get shot at, you typically want to do a double ramp. What that does, it allows you to have a little more secure base, doesn't allow you to fall, and you can see right here he tries to jump pad, gets hit by the thing, doesn't go very far, and then we just destroy him. It ends up being one shot, and then boom, done. My teammate gets the kill, and then pretty much that's kind of how it goes. Somebody else checked out early. I don't know what that is, they just left the match, they wanted to quit. Maybe his teammate was low health, I don't know. But people do that pretty often as well. And right here you can see the arrows pointing out there's 4 people left, that means there's 2 people. And then us 2. So what you want to do is never put yourself in a position where you're assuming it's a whole nother team, because that's how you get flanked from behind, destroyed, and then it ends up being a 1v1 between 2 people. So never assume that the last people are on the same team. And you'll see right here, we didn't assume so. We kind of position ourselves smartly. We're moving left of the circle. We can kind of see where the zone's going here, and then we kind of just position ourselves smart. We know it's 2 people left. It could be solos, could be a team. So what we just want to do is make sure you never assume it's a team. Unless you get 100% confirmation where people are on the map, people will camp and they will try and sneak up on you. So right here, my teammate's trying to get something out of the vending machine, didn't have enough materials. We go ahead and get this loot box. We hear a guy coming over the top, and then we go ahead and take him out. So right here, he doesn't know I was right there. I could have probably switched to my shotgun. I was really low health there. And then somebody else tries the vulture, so I know there's only 1 person left. And then all of a sudden I start getting shot, and I was like, where the heck is this guy? So he's up there, camping basically. And I know he's so far, and he's using that little lame scoped AR, so he's not going to really do a lot of damage. I can heal up my teammates down below. So right now we know we got a 2v1 situation, only 3 people left, and that's where you got to play it smart. So right here I go ahead and make sure I med kit up. My teammate's kind of watching, seeing if this guy's rushing at all. And then we kind of position ourselves for the easy win. Got 5 kills so far. And then what we got to do is just make sure that we already got zones. You can see where the zone cuts off right at the edge. He's right in the tower, so he's going to be kind of screwed. I mean, I wish I could have picked up that scar right there. Right here, I'm just kind of building up, trying to get closer to my teammate without actually doing anything stupid. So I move forward, and then this guy decides he wants to rush. He actually decides to rush, and then by the time I pull out my gun, game over. Team wins it for it. So I got 5 kills, my teammate probably got around 3. 8 kill win, nothing super impressive, but very smart strategic play, got the dub. So if you'd like to get more tips, please leave the feedback down in the comment section below. If you learned something from this video, if you thought it was helpful, if you think that it'd be more helpful if I actually did more of these types of videos in addition to my Call of Duty videos, or you think I should just stick to only Call of Duty. I mean, I'm starting to get the hang of this game. It has a large skill gap and I'm getting a lot better day by day. So if you did enjoy the video in a way, remember to like the video, go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already, turn on notifications. Thank you for watching, and as always, have a great day.